Welcome back to another edition of the Halifax Thunderbirds Draft Preview. This next player really needs no introduction. Tehoka Nanticoke has been on our radar for years, and our wait to see him in an NLL team's uniform is almost done. Where will he go in the draft? What should the NLL team that selects him expect? What challenges will he face at that next level? Here, we'll find out. But one thing is for sure, wherever he goes, you can bet the highlights will continue.
Tehoka Nanticoke. His game is through the roof. By the time he leaves here, he will be an absolute legend. That's his box lacrosse background. He is used to pressure.
You know, whatever team decides to take Tehoka, wherever it may land, if it's number 1, number 2, or maybe even 3, and I don't even know if he gets to that point, but what they're going to get is an elite goal scorer, a guy that is a human highlight reel. He's a big body, he's got great vision, and he's a guy that's not afraid to mix it up. He's already played at the most elite levels in Major Series lacrosse with Six Nations, and of course at the Worlds with Team Iroquois. So he's played against some of the best players on planet Earth as a youngster. So we know making that transition to the next level is not going to be an issue for Tehoka Nanticoke.
Well, I think you're going to get a pro-ready player. He's proven himself to get against pro-caliber players before at the World Games, and then again in Major Series lacrosse and Senior A. So I think by selecting him, you're getting a player who's ready and available right away.
They're going to get a whole bunch of things, I would have to say. They're going to get a pretty prolific goal scorer, a playmaker, a dodger, a guy that's willing to go into corners and pick up loose balls, a guy that's just willing to truck stick you and run over top of you. He is one of the most creative players I've ever witnessed play the game, and honestly, he's one of my favorite guys to watch play, just because he's one of those guys that you just wait for a highlight. You're waiting for a highlight to happen.
Yeah, I think one thing he's gonna find out pretty quick is the players in this league are all pretty tough, and coming out of college, he may not realize that there's a lot of big, strong defensemen now, and he plays kind of a rough and tumble game where he likes to use his size and lean in on guys, and he's going to realize that some of these guys are going to be throwing him a couple feet backwards rather than him doing vice versa. But I'm confident in his game, and he'll be able to adapt pretty quickly.
Yeah, you know what? I would say right-handed offense is probably the toughest thing to crack in an NLL lineup. I think there's such a deep talent pool of right-handed offensive players that's probably the hardest place to find a spot. But I think he's going to go to a new franchise, and a franchise that needs him right away. So, when you're a top 3 pick, you're making the team, you're going to be in the lineup on most nights, if not every night. So I don't know what the ceiling is or what the expectation coming in his rookie year is going to be, but I think he's going to be a guy that produces on a nightly basis, whether it's like 2, 3, 4 points a night sort of thing.
We know he's going to be able to get to that next level. It's going to be the consistency, night in and night out, doing it once again and over. But we've seen him, in the junior ranks, and of course at Albany, being the guy that gets that last shot. Well, even if he does go to Panther City, I don't know if he's going to be the number 1 guy right away, or even if he goes number 2 or 3. Wherever he lands, there's a good chance that he might still not be the guy that's going to run the power play or get that last shot or being the number 1 righty. This is the National Lacrosse League. It's the best league in the world, so it might take him some time, and I think he just needs to be patient and not rush things, because as I said, he's been a guy that has had so much pressure on him. He's been deemed the chosen one by some media folks, so I think for him, he just needs to stay the course, play within himself, and be that electrifying player that we do know, but not trying to do too much.